Now, two applicants who were seeking to contest for the position of Speaker of the National Assembly on Thursday are on the spot over alleged forgery of signatures to meet the required qualifications to vie for the influential position. Applicants for the position were required to submit to the Clerk of the National Assembly nomination documents accompanied by names and signatures of at least 20 legislators who are in support of their respective candidates. The two, Thangeta Fredrick Mukaria and Okongo Matthew Eric Dare, are however said to have submitted signatures which, upon scrutiny by the Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly, did not match with those in Parliament's records. At least 13 legislators whose signatures had ostensibly been forged have since submitted their complaints to the clerk. Addressing the National Assembly ahead of voting for the Speaker, Acting Clerk of the National Assembly Sarah Kioko said she had written to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to open a probe into the matter, noting that the act amounts to a criminal offense.
Gaku. Honorable members, by the close of the nomination period on Wednesday, 7 September 2022 at 8:30 p.m., the following 19 persons had returned to the clerk their respective nomination papers for election as Speaker of the National Assembly. 1. Dr. Noah Winja. 2. Moses Masika Wetangula. 3. Gideon Kiplangat Cheruyot. 4. Timothy Ayeko Olingo. 5. Marshall Mungare. 6. William Wachira Mwaniki. 7. Isaac Wangengi Wainaina. 8. Kevin Mabeta Nyamira. 9. Dorothy Kemunto Nyangori. 10. Matthew Eric Dea Okongo. 11. Joshua Kipkemoi Boit. 12. Thangeta Fredrick Mukaria. 13. Dr. Mbi Augustine Kavindu. 14. Jinan Zioki Mbiuva. 15. Samuel Mwangangi Zamalu. 16. Kenneth Otiato Marende. 17. Josh Gitangu Thiongo. 19. David Ikava Mwangangi. 19. Danson Gaduthi Karaya. Honorable members, I wish to also notify the House that I also received a letter from one Mr. Omar Dambi dated 7 September 2022 withdrawing his candidature for election as the Speaker of the National Assembly. Additionally, honorable members, I wish to report that Mr. Isaac Aluoch Polo Aluochir, one of the persons who collected nomination papers, did not return the completed form. However, he did appear before the clerk and verbally withdrew his candidature. Further, honorable members, the following 15 persons who returned their nomination papers did not qualify as candidates for election as Speaker of the National Assembly, as their nomination papers were not accompanied by names and signatures of 20 members in support of their respective candidates as required by Standing Order 5-3. 1. Dr. Noah Winja. 2. Gideon Kiplangat Cheruyot. 3. Timothy Ayeko Olingo. 4. Marshall Mongare. 5. William Wachira Mwaniki. 6. Isaac Wangengi Wainaina. 7. Kevin Mabeta Nyamari. 8. Dorothy Kemunto Nyangori. 9. Joshua Kipkemoi Boit. 10. Dr. Mbi Augustine Kavindu. 11. Jinan Zioki Biuva. 12. Samuel Mwangangi Nzamalu. 13. George Gitangu Thiongo. 14. David Ikavi Mwangangi. And 15. Danson Gaduthi Karaya. Honorable members, you will recall that at the close of the nomination period yesterday evening, I did notify honorable members of the two candidates qualified to participate in the election of the Speaker of the National Assembly. In my notification, I stated that my office was in the process of verifying the documentation submitted in support of two other applicants, namely Mr. Thiangeta Frederick Mukaria and Mr. Okongo Matthew Eric Dea. Honorable members, I wish to inform the House that verification of the documents submitted by the two applicants against the copies of identification documents are available to my office by the various members purported to have supported the candidature for today's election reviewed glaring anomalies. With regard to the nomination papers returned by Mr. Thiangeta Frederick Mukaria, it was noted that the Kenya National Identification numbers purported to appended to the names of several honorable members are at variance with the information officially available by honorable members to Parliament as part of their biodata. Similarly, honorable members, it was noted that the nomination papers returned by Mr. Okongo Matthew Eric Dea appended signatures purported to belong to several members that did not tally with the signatures recognized by my office from the biodata forms signed by the affected members. Indeed, I have today since received written complaints from a number of the affected members regarding falsification of their support to the two candidates. In particular, honorable members have disowned their purported endorsement of the said candidates. As at the time of this communication, I have on record formal protests from the following members: the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, the Honorable Beatrice Adagala, the Honorable Mohammed Ali Mohammed, the Honorable Mary Wamaua, the Honorable John Mutunga, the Honorable Githua Wamushukuru, the Honorable Samuel Moroto, the Honorable Dr. Robert Pukose, the Honorable Jen Kihara, the Honorable Julius Meli, the Honorable Wajiku Muhia, the Honorable Charity Kadhambi, the Honorable Paul Mwirigi, and the Honorable David Ikaria. Honorable members, in light of the above cited anomalies and the formal protests received from members, I have disqualified the two persons from contesting in the election for the Speaker scheduled for today, 8th September 2022.